So, good evening and welcome back to Evening Insights. Today's idea is from Aristotle, definite friend of the show, and about the difference between instrumental and intrinsic goods and the importance of recognizing the gap between them. So, an instrumental good you can almost think of like a ladder, right? You do something in order to get something else. Whereas an intrinsic good is the kind of top of that ladder. You do it in and of itself. And this is really important to recognize because often what we find is, or what I find, is that we search for instrumental goods in order to fill a meaning gap that can only be fulfilled by an intrinsic good, right? And that mismatch is where a lot of that grasping comes, which brings a lot of suffering. And a really important example is money. Often people say, I want to get rich, I want to have money. There's nothing wrong with that, but money is an instrumental good. It is literally a store of value. So what do we mean when we say we want money, we want to get rich, right? We mean we want to be able to travel, we want to be able to live the life we want to live. But if we put all our, value, judgment, eggs in that instrumental basket of money, and then we think that's going to make us happy and provide that meaning of life that only an intrinsic good can, something like, committing to virtues and, living by our principles, there's a gap there. And that gap is really dangerous, right? So to recognize the different types of goods that we may want to pursue. There's nothing wrong with instrumental goods at all, but we just have to recognize what they are and what place and what role that they play, right? And don't expect an instrumental good to give you the meaning that an intrinsic good could. Because if we expect that, we have a gap, and that gap is where a lot of suffering arises from. So that's the evening insight for tonight.